Good morning. Thank you for joining me today. It is 8:11 a.m. and yet no sight of the sun. Very gloomy and gloomy today. But it's alright. I'm sure tomorrow or maybe the day after it'll come out. Just need some time. Just like our life, especially when we're not where we want to be. Have you ever thought of this age and where you are right now, whether you were 17, 20, 25, 30, 40, 50, 60, or even 70, or even 80? It's like a younger version of yourself from years and years before this today would think, oh, when I get to that age, I should get that thing, I should have those things, I should be there, or whatever that younger version of you expected you to be at a certain age. And then when you get there, you're here now. And it's completely different from what you imagined back in the day. Especially when you don't like where you are right now. In life, you just feel like you're stuck. You're stuck with all these problems and things that you have to solve. Relationship that tighten you down, and you just feel like stuck. You can't really go where you want to go, do what you want to do. It's like something that's pulling you back. And it is a very uncomfortable feeling, right? And again, I'm not trying to be dramatic or anything, I swear. But sometimes when we get to a certain point in life, when things happen, when you're going through a heartbreak, a financial crisis, or a betrayal from someone you cares about. You get to a point when you realize that everyone just out there for themselves, and you should have done the same too. Instead, you always try to do things for others, always trying to put other people first. But when it's their turn, you were never the first one in their mind. And I'm not trying to shit on anybody, but that's just reality. Everyone is just out there for himself. Then why am I trying to live my life, trying to win approval from these people, or from anyone, really? Why keep on trying so hard, just so you can be loved by other people? And always putting yourself after, never putting yourself first. And it's like I'm at the point in life where when whatever things happen now, it won't shake me anymore. I'm just so numb to all these feelings. I know, it sounds so dramatic, but it is not that dramatic. I just like to make it sound like that. But it's like when you wake up and you're just like, fuck, I gotta make the bed, I gotta wash the dishes, I gotta do all these things, I gotta go to the gym, I gotta cook, I gotta do all these things, and you just don't feel like it. Especially when everything seems like falling apart around you. You have run out of hopes. Now you have nothing left to hold on to. And this is when I feel like it's the hardest part. You know, when nothing seemed like working now. Nothing seemed to be working. You know, the job, not so good. The bank account, not so good. The relationships, I don't even want to go there. It's like nothing is going good. But then I realized that maybe I just have been focusing on the bad, the things that went wrong. And I forgot the fact that I'm breathing, that I'm still alive. And I know it's so easy to be like, oh, just be grateful, just have some gratitude, and be grateful for what you have. It sounds so easy, but it is so hard to do, to think about these things when everything is just shit, you know? And you can't help yourself but to think of the past. Think about the regrets things that you did in the past, the choices you made. And again, you close your eye and all you see is all the bad things that you did. The wrong choices, the bad decisions. And then you try not to think of the past, and then all you see miles and miles down the roads are the future, the worst case scenarios. And I know I said this in the last episode, but it's like my mind just can't stop living in the past and the future. It's so hard to get it to be here. And I think if one day I get to a point where I can finally be the master of my mind, I can finally master my life, really. Because from all these things I've been through, what I've learned is that what is going on inside my head internally decide the outcome of what I'm gonna get. But that's the hardest part. The hardest part is to show up when you don't feel like it. It's hard to show up when things are falling apart. When your heart feels like it's shattering on the inside. When you're feeling so empty. Because you don't know what you're here for. None of the things that you're trying is working. Nothing is working out. And you can't help but to think of the ghosts in your past, the mistakes, the failures, the terrible decisions, choices. You can't help it. And if you're going through things like that, just know that you're not alone. But maybe that these things are shaping you into a more resilient version of yourself. And maybe it sounds like I'm bluffing right now. Sound like I'm bluffing. Just trying to make things easier than they seem. And yeah, it's hard. It is very, very, very hard to change, to break out of the patterns. choose to go to bed early instead of scrolling, to choose to wash the dishes instead of sitting on the couch and watch TV. It's much easier to order DoorDash than get your ass to the kitchen and cook. But these decisions, these choices, they compound, like compound interest. But the hardest part is to get yourself, excuse me, is to get yourself out of the old patterns, the old routines, because your body is so used to be like to a routine and schedule. You get home from work and you're tired, and all you want it to be to have a comfort meal, to be sitting on the couch and watch Netflix, and then maybe jack off or play video games, TikTok, social media, things that are easy. And especially nowadays, it is so easy to get caught up in those things, those instant gratification. It is so hard to pull away from it. And I'm still struggling with it. And the fact that I've been talking about this for years and years, been thinking about it, been trying to get out of it for years, still here right now, still stuck, still cannot get the fuck out of it. And it's fucking hard. But you have to realize that you have no times. You don't have time. Whether you're 16, 15, 14, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, any age, you have no time. Believe me. Ever since I graduated college, been working, been 4 years. It felt like a year. It felt like nothing. And from what I realized, that once you get into the routine, every day is the same, every month the same, every week, and then every year. And then you realize that these 4 years you've been living, you just live in one same day every day. And it's keep on repeating. And then you look back and you're like, fuck. I thought I had time. I thought I had times. No. You don't. And yeah, it sucked right now. It's fucking bad. You don't know how you're gonna get out of it. You're stuck again. You got yourself stuck. And you have no one to blame but yourself. And I'm talking about me, not anyone. And it's hard to be like, yeah, I'm gonna go do what I need to do, and life's gonna be great. I am going to be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. Everything is gonna be fine. But that's easy to say. Very, very easy to say. But imagine this. Imagine if someone pulled out a gun and put it on your someone that you love, your mom, dad, sister, anyone, husband, wife. They put a gun on their head and they tell you, within a year from now, you're gonna have to make $1 million, or I'm gonna pull the trigger. Would you be waking up tomorrow and be like, fuck, I don't have time with this shit. I don't have time to go to the gym. I don't have time to work on my business. I don't have time to work on myself. I don't have time to go and grind and make that money. Or would you get up and go and do what you need to do? Because you need to get it done in 1 year. You know how to make that money. What would you do? Would you be taking your time and keep on saying, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow? Or as soon as you wake up, you go and you do it because that person's life depends on you. And right now, what if that version of yourself that you needed, that you always wanted, is dependent on you? And you've been living a life like this, and you know what it feels like to have regrets. To look back to the past and be like, I wish I could have done things differently. I wish. And what if? Those thoughts, they'll haunt you for the rest of your life. It's haunting me right now. But the older I get, the worse it's gonna get. So do you wanna be like when you turn 30, 40, and you're like, fuck, I could have done so much more. I could have been great. But no, I chose the easy route. I say yes to easy things. Couldn't help myself. I couldn't say no to the easy things. The things that given me comfort in the moment. But now I'm suffering from it. Because I chose the convenience. The instant gratifications. And now I'm facing the consequences. Because it all comes down to the cause and effect. You work on your health right now, and down the road, you won't be laying in that hospital, being sick. Think about it. You work on this podcast right now, and you're gonna post it. And 5 years down the road, you're gonna have over 1,000 episodes. Because you decide that you're gonna keep on showing up, even when it's terrible, even when it's ugly. Even when it's ugly. I'd make an episode the other day when I was drunk, and I told myself that I'm not gonna post it because I'm gonna be judged. People are gonna laugh. But you know what? I'm gonna post it. Because fuck it. Nothing really matters anyway. After all, we're literally just a speck of dust in the galaxy. And we're the tiny creature in that speck of dust. And we just don't realize how tiny we are. We just don't realize that. We're too busy with our life and things that we have to take care of. At the end of the day, everything will eventually disappear and turn into nothingness. So why bother? Just live. Just live it. live life right now. Not in the past or the future, but today, right now. Even if it sucks, even if it dog shit, still better than nothing. Better than not having a life at all. Thank you so much for being here today, and I hope I'll see you in the next one.